Hello, hello, hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Where's the snow lovers at? And the ice haters. How's everybody doing tonight? I know it's a little bit late, but I wanted to come in here and give you guys a little late night update and answers a little bit more questions than I did earlier today. So hopefully we can get to all of that tonight. But hello everybody, how is your night going so far? Hopefully it is going pretty good. Hello, are we live? Yes, looks like we are live. How bad will spring be hit? Sorry, my shift is over, won't be here tonight. Well, go get some sleep. You know what, actually never mind. Help, you're scheduled back for another shift. You're gonna have to work the long shift. Nobody else showed up. We need you, help. Hello, welcome in everybody, welcome in. How bad will Oklahoma be hit? You guys are gonna get some pretty decent impacts there in Oklahoma, from freezing rain to high amounts of snow. It's definitely gonna be possible with this next winter storm. You had a dream about me? That's, hopefully it was a good dream and not it sounds like it was a dream and not a nightmare, so that's good. Hopefully it wasn't like something crazy. That can go a couple of ways. Some ways not so good. Northern Oklahoma here, excited for all the snow. Nice. You're lucky, congrats. As you can see, in northern Alabama, we are not getting absolutely nothing other than maybe some freezing rain. It looked cool for a little bit. Certainly looked cool for a little bit. I don't know how it currently is, but it could be as low wind chills as -38. Ooh. That's that kind of wind that that's that kind of wind chill you can't even hide from inside of the house. Absolutely not. Keep that up there. I don't want to see that. Texas is here. Well, hello, Hannah. It's been a while. It has been a while. But alrighty, let's go ahead and hop on over to here. I do want to see, do we have this? I've been trying to see if weather-wise has a good precipitation type, and I've been searching and I just can't find it. And my radar Omega has unfortunately does not have any state borders. Not really sure what's up with that. We'll use the NAM model. It was cool seeing me at Walmart. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming up to me and randomly giving me $1,000. That was really cool, Trey. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Carr, for becoming a WIMD member. Welcome in. All right, let's see what these models are showing. This is the latest NAM run. Jeez, it's an absolute mess. So it's gonna start off as freezing rain over there in central Oklahoma, over there near Norman and Plainview and Lubbock. By the time we get into later, see, this is the one thing okay, it's up at the top. Jeez Louise, the time is so small at the top. On the 23rd, so that'll be tomorrow at 10 p.m. It looks like things don't really get started until about mid-afternoon up there in Kansas and parts of Nebraska, over there into the Oklahoma Panhandle as well, and northern Texas, according to the NAM. Down to 8 tonight? Absolutely not. The color of purple, that means sleet. The NAM is showing more of a sleet scenario than freezing rain, with the freezing rain staying over there just south of Dallas. Where do I see the worst of the ice? I'm seeing the worst of the ice over here into western Mississippi. I actually had that up over here a moment ago. So let me go ahead and bring that up. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, the Euro model has quite the dire picture out over here, mainly into Louisiana, northern Louisiana, into Arkansas, back up here into Mississippi. Could potentially get up to 1 inch of ice. That is going to cause absolute mayhem out there. I mean, we're talking about every single person pretty much underneath that ice is going to, unfortunately, have power outages everywhere. You're gonna have trees down, their power lines are gonna snap. It's just not gonna be a good scenario out over there. I see that's gonna be a bad area of ice. Also, looks like Nashville is gonna be very, very close to some very high ice amounts. If not into Nashville, could have widespread power outages over there into Nashville as well. Not a good scenario looking out there for you guys right now. And then also back over here into, Virginia and North Carolina, we could see potentially up to 0.8 to 0.9, up to an inch of icing over here on the border of Virginia and North Carolina. But even as far south as northern South Carolina and northeastern Georgia could even get close to an inch of ice, which would be absolutely disastrous. It's gonna be really, really bad. Really, if you're in any of these darker shades, even in some of these lighter shades, could still see some power outages. When you're getting up over a 1/4 inch of ice, still could see some power outages. But we're talking about a total poundage of around 500 to almost a ton in terms of how much weight this ice is going to be adding on the surface of trees and power lines. It's not going to be good. Yeah, also sliding around on the streets, you don't want to be driving during this at all. The Boot Hill of Missouri, it's looking like for right now, at least according to the Euro model, it's looking to be about 0.2 to 0.4 inches of ice. 0.2 to 0.4 inch of ice there. So about a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of ice. The Euro model, though, compared to the GFS, big differences. Compared to the NAM, big differences. It seems like a lot of our higher resolution models are sinking that ice a little bit further to the south. So, I would say at least the northern extent of the Euro, this main portion right here does have agreement, but this northern portion in Arkansas especially is a little bit of an outlier. So I would take that with a grain of salt. I would really be more prepared for sleet and maybe some snow up there. But again, if the Euro does verify over other models, your highest amount could be between a 1/4 to almost a 1/2 inch of icing, which is not good. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me get this duplicated over here just so we can always go back to it. That, and then I want to go over to this. Actually, we'll just come back over to here. Oops. Oh, looks like we got a post over here in Weather Circle. Looks like Nightwolf says hi from Dora, Alabama. Thank you so much for being on the app. I cannot wait to see your guys' storm reports tomorrow. Misty says it's cold to the point of keeping the water dripping overnight to stovepipes from bust. Oh my goodness. Yes, definitely cold enough for that. Please, if you don't have winter-proofed pipes, definitely be keeping water dripping to make sure those pipes don't burst. I had pipes burst in my house once. My entire house flooded, and it was because I was out of town when it happened. So, you definitely want to catch it fast if it does happen. The forecast for NYC, man, New York City, you guys are hard to forecast right now. I will tell you that. As of right now, at least the latest NAM model is showing that it's going to start off as snow as we go into around 9 a.m. on the 25th. So, tomorrow's the 23rd. So that's Friday's the 23rd. This is gonna be on Sunday, early morning on Sunday. Could be getting some pretty heavy snow, but man, that could transfer into some sleet eventually, maybe finishing out with some snow. So maybe a good little layer of snow, then some sleet on top, kind of like a layer cake. Man, what weather-wise has got to work on these models. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of like a snow cake. You're gonna have a little bit of that vanilla on the bottom, and then later on top is some icing, and then on the very top of all of that could be a little bit more of some powdered sugar on top. This time last year, Deep South Louisiana pipes busted outside. The water meter was, oh my gosh, jeez, that is not good. Source audio is low. What does that mean? I would suggest you turn up your volume. Milk sandwiches, guys, don't get milk and bread. What are y'all doing? That makes 0 sense. And toast and loaf makes the perfect case for why that makes 0 sense. Audio is good here. Have your earbuds turned down some. Okay. I mean, the music shouldn't be that loud. I can turn the music down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, think about it. A milk sandwich. Does that really sound appetizing to anybody? Like, I would be getting chilly. Like warm stuff. Milk is cold. They bought all the potatoes. Did they really? That is some bull crap. Save some potatoes for the rest of us. You missed our milestone earlier. I must have. I'm sorry about that. What did it say? Let me see if I can get it to come up. Oh yeah, Hannah Goodwin, member for 22 months. Holy moly. Says, oh my gosh, almost 2 years. Also, Wade says hi to his Uncle Evan since he heard your voice most of my pregnancy. How's Wolf City? Well, Wolf City is looking a little interesting. Let me tell you that. Looks like you guys are gonna be into the sleet by the time we get into about 2 a.m. So you guys gotta be looking out for that sleet. It's gonna stick around for a little bit and then maybe finish with some snow as we go into the 25th at 9 a.m. So starting on the 24th at 2 a.m. sleet. Gonna start off as rain, turn into sleet. It could be freezing rain though. So if it's raining and not a bunch of little ice pellets, you know, then then that's a problem and you need to be watching out, especially if those temperatures are below 0. That's how you're gonna know it's gonna be a problem. But it should eventually clear out. But man, you guys could get quite the sleet accumulation out of this storm. I mean, you guys are gonna be in sleet for almost an entire day, which is kind of crazy to think about. It's gonna be like really small, annoying hail. Yeah, the light pink is this right here is sleet, and then down to the south, this color right here, that is the freezing rain. Keep in mind that the Euro has this all as not sleet, as freezing rain. So there's still some debate on whether or not this is going to be sleet or freezing rain. That's why I am interchanging the wording. If you're expecting to get sleet, also be expecting to get freezing rain. Update on Springfield, Missouri, please. Oh my goodness, look at you and your manners. I love it. Springfield, Missouri. Where is Springfield? There's Springfield. Oh boy. Oh boy, you're in one of those little special spots. Yeah, looks like you're gonna be in the snow starting pretty early in this event, starting potentially tomorrow night going into Saturday morning around 3 a.m. could be deeply in the snow, and it's just gonna keep on snowing and keep on snowing and keep on snowing and keep on snowing until about the 26th. So you're gonna be in a winter freaking wonderland over there for sure. For sure. Any actual exploding trees? You know what? Listen, guys, we can make these exploding trees happen. If you live in the Northeast, consider getting some TNT and strapping it onto the side of a tree and explode it, and send that video to Max Velocity. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. He'd be like, see, it's real. How does it look for snow in Peru, Illinois? I mean, if you live in Illinois, you're probably getting snow. Let's check it out. If you're one of those unlucky people that's not getting snow, then we'll feel bad for you collectively. We'll all feel bad for you at the same time. Okay, look at this. You're getting some snow. Probably not a whole lot, but maybe a dusting, maybe a couple of inches are possible there in Peru. Looks like it's going to get started as early as 3 p.m. on the 24th. That's on Saturday, and then going into Sunday. Yeah, I mean, you could have light snow for a pretty long time there in Peru. Enjoy. That's the kind of snow I like. You know, when you start getting like over a foot, especially down in the Southeast, absolutely not. Yeah, you be safe too, living in the moment. And you know what? Keep doing that. Living in the moment is, you know, is honestly the best way to live. What is north of Indianapolis look like? What is north of Indianapolis look like? Please and thank you? Question mark? I don't know about that. Why'd you put the question mark at the end of that question? Weird. Suspicious. Never seen that before, but I'll answer the question nonetheless. Over here, north of Indianapolis, we could see some snow over here starting at approximately 3 p.m. on the 24th, and that's going to continue all the way into the 25th. Potentially over a day and a half of snow is possible over there for you guys. Who puts question marks at the end of a question? Wow, right? Can we also get significant snowfall accumulations with the lake effect snow in Chicago? This doesn't go as far out, but I do see a little band out here. Yeah, I mean, you could make the argument that could shift, but man, you want to wait a little bit closer before you start forecasting something like that, as lake effect snow can be a little bit fickle. But I mean, it seems possible, you know, given the way that this storm is shaped and the wind field that's going to be around it. I wouldn't rule it out, but I think that's to be determined. How much ice accumulation do I think far western Kentucky will see? Far western Kentucky over here, near like Princeton. Are you talking about that area? Looks like it's going to be mostly sleet, and then maybe some freezing rain over there near Clarksville and Litchfield. If this is all freezing rain, you probably could get up into those, you know, quarter to half an inch, maybe even more. Let me come check back over here with the Euro. Want to make sure. Yeah, probably about a quarter to a half an inch. Might not make it as far north though as that sleet boundary did go. So probably you know, anywhere from like a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch. If you go more east though, you're getting into some dangerous ice conditions out there. What model is that? This is the NAM model. This is the NAM model, which is a cool model. I like it. It can be a little wacky sometimes though. Any ideas how many inches of ice for Clarksville, Tennessee? I'm pretty sure I know that where that is on this map. Yeah, like right over here. Yeah, I mean, you guys are looking like you are going to get absolutely slammed by ice accumulation if this ends up being correct. Just hope and cross your fingers that it is sleet. If you start hearing those little ice pellets, that's your good sign. If it's raining and it's below freezing, you know it's getting bad. I mean, according to the Euro, you guys could get anywhere, you know, from a half an inch to almost 3/4 of an inch of ice over there. That is significant amounts of ice. You don't want to be not prepared for that. And please do not buy milk and bread. Get something more flavorful. You want to be prepared for power outages and be prepared to be warm. It's going to get cold after the snow comes through. And if your power's not on by then, it could be an issue. And then back over there near Clarksville, it looks like your freezing rain or sleet threat will start at around 3 p.m. on the 24th and continue all the way until about 6 p.m. on the 25th. And then you might end up with some backside snow there. And look at this on the NAM. The NAM is trying to bring some backside light snow into northern Mississippi, into northern Alabama now. Maybe some snowflakes. I'll take it. It's probably not going to be any accumulation, but I will take it. Yeah, Pop-Tarts are a good food. I don't know why people are getting eggs unless you have gas stove, but your microwave's not going to be working if your power goes out. And if you don't have a gas stove and you have electric stove, you're not going to be making eggs unless you eat them raw, which you technically can, but I wouldn't advise it. You know, oatmeal, really good, really good. You know, making a fire, also really good. Search on how to make a fire. That's a good skill to have when it's really cold. And you need stuff to cook with. You can cook anything on a fire. It'll be just like Boy Scouts again, except really cold and scary. Yeah, raw eggs are a no. I've seen people do it, but I've never seen the aftermath, and I don't think I want to. Boil water beforehand, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. What is Philly looking like? Philadelphia is looking like a little bit of a mixed bag. It should start off as snow initially, could transfer into sleet, but that snow should get started at around 12 a.m. on the 25th, turn into little ice pellets by the time we get into 6 p.m. And then by the time we get into 6 a.m. on the 26th, that is moving out of your area, and you might get some more snow on the backside of this storm, but that dry air is going to be filtering in, so it's not going to be anything as intense as that initial push of snow. Order Papa John's, guys. If it's icing outside, Papa John's not going to deliver to you. Unless you want them to come slip and slide in through your front door, I wouldn't order Papa John's. I don't think they're dumb enough to be open. How will this affect UPS? I think you can answer that yourself. The real question is how will this affect the trout population? You prefer not starving? Me too. And I think I would still starve if all I bought was milk and bread, because I would eat that for the first day, but by the second day, I'd be really, really not liking my decision. Who started that, by the way? Is that big milk and bread? It makes no sense. That's disgusting. Highlands, North Carolina. Let me see where that is. Highlands, North Carolina. Okay, so you're over here near Gastonia. Yeah, it looks like it's going to start off for you as potentially sleet or freezing rain at 9 p.m. on the 24th, and that continues pretty much until the 25th at 3 p.m. for transferring into freezing rain. That freezing rain will last and be an issue out over there. And again, this is right on the border here of South Carolina and North Carolina. We've been seeing that southern shift on our models, and you can see that freezing rain, if it's all sleet, you guys could end up with almost an inch of ice. Sorry, if it's all ice and not sleet. You guys might end up with an inch of ice, which will be very bad. Power outages everywhere. It's going to be a mess, absolute mess. And it could take a while for the power to get back on again, especially in these southern states like South Carolina, even North Carolina and Georgia. You guys need to be prepared for a little bit more extended power outages, because after this comes through, it's going to be cold. That ice is going to stay on the road for a while. It's going to take a while for them to clear that out. So you definitely want to have a plan in place to survive a power outage for a couple of days. So just hope it's all sleet. Middle Tennessee is not looking good. You guys have went from straight up a foot of snow in the forecast all the way into mainly just sleet and ice. Again, it's the same thing. The NAM is saying sleet over there near Nashville, but it could be sleet or it could be freezing rain. Now, it could initially start off as snow over there in Middle Tennessee, snow, and as we get into around 9 a.m. on Friday. But then as we move into, oh no, is that Friday? No, on Saturday. And then as we move into Sunday night, it could transition into freezing rain. Now, if the NAM is wrong and this is all freezing rain, it's going to be bad. And that kind of scenario is what is depicted by the Euro model, the latest Euro model run, where we could potentially see up to an inch of icing over here. That's going to be widespread power outages for a long time. You know, if a 1 inch of icing happens over in northwestern Missouri, that's going to be power outages for a long time. They're not going to be able to clear that out. You're going to have to wait for the temperatures to rise back up. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be bad. You're definitely going to want to prepare. You know, the biggest and most significant impacts from this ice is going to be those power outages for multiple days. You know, if you're stupid enough to drive, that's, you know, hopefully that's very few of you. Hopefully that's very few of you. But if you are stupid enough to drive, you are also going to be putting your life in serious danger, So I would suggest not being stupid. Actually, try that out. If you were thinking about doing what you normally do and do stupid things, try not being stupid. I think that's some good advice. What about Wilmington, North Carolina? Let me see where Wilmington is. Wilmington, North Carolina. There you are. Yeah, right on the coast. So there's Wilmington right here. Let's move this. Oh, hold on. This app sometime makes me have an aneurysm. Yeah, so back over here near Wilmington, I actually could see some freezing rain. It's either going to be freezing rain or rain, just regular rain. Probably not going to accumulate too much, and pretty low chance for some snow for you. Might get some rain as we move into 6 a.m. But if you do get any freezing rain, it'll likely be around 12 a.m. On Sunday. Can you use a raw egg and bread? You can use a raw egg and bread, yes, if your goal is to get salmonella and die. So don't do that. Should I be prepared when I have to deal with work in Fort Wayne, Indiana? They're making you go to work. Well, I guess Fort Wayne's not going to be too bad. Yeah, Fort Wayne's not going to be too terrible. I mean, you guys are going to get a decent amount of snow. Let's go look at your latest snowfall amounts. Yeah, it's not going to be too bad up there in Fort Wayne. We're only talking for you guys potentially up to 11 inches. Is that right? Let me compare that to the Euro AI model. Hold on. The NAM might be, I trust the Euro AI model the most, at least right now, for the total snowfall. Some of these models are getting a little frisky with it. Yeah, Fort Wayne, yeah, I mean, it could be up to 5 to 6 inches. So yeah, you'll probably still be working. You will probably still have to work, unfortunately. Just drive slow and safe, but you know, it's Indiana. Your roads will be cleared out pretty darn quickly. So I guess since we're here, we might as well look at the snow maps. I guess. You eat raw eggs all the time? No, you don't. And if you do, I did not know that they let cell phones in heaven. Ashland, Missouri. Ashland, Missouri. Let me see where that is. Ashland, Missouri. Yeah, it's looking around 6 to 7. I'm done. I'm quitting YouTube. It's official. Too much brain rot. But yeah, 7 inches. I'm just gonna say exactly 7 inches, 6 to 8 inches. I need to do training. I need to train myself. I am doing really bad at that. Apparently I say that way too much. Clarksville, Arkansas. Let me check out Clarksville, Arkansas. Didn't know there was a Clarksville in Arkansas. Yeah, it looks anywhere from 8 to 10 inches over there for Clarksville. Enjoy that. You're worried in Clarksville. If that's Tennessee, you probably should be worried. Could be pretty bad. There are models though that say it's gonna be sleet, but you know, if it's freezing rain, it can get pretty darn bad there. So, you know, I would just hunker down, make sure that you're prepared, have extra water, extra food, not milk and bread. You guys are gonna just not have a good time if you're just getting milk and bread. I promise. I've done it before. I've believed in the lie before. Let's check out over here in Weather Circle and see if we have any reports out here. Let's see. Looks like Rachel said hi from Beth Page. Hello, hello. Getting mixed reports. Palmyra, Tennessee. Need to make my grandkids and daughters safe. Have a generator and heaters and food. Good. You are prepared. Just make sure those generators are outside when you're using them. Evan, you heard we get snow and ice in Palmyra, Tennessee. Yeah, we'll look at that in just a second. Eran says no school for the kiddos tomorrow. Too cold. Currently, it's negative 33 degrees Celsius. That hurts to read. That hurts to read. But yeah, over there near Clarksville, you guys could start off as snow, but once it transfers into sleet or freezing rain, it could get pretty dangerous. I mean, y'all are going to be pretty close to an inch of ice. So power outages could definitely be possible if that's all icing. Homemade French toast. Is that what people are making? By the way, folks, if you want to do storm reports and let us know what you are experiencing in your area today or tomorrow, whether it's, you know, grocery store problems or how cold it is in your area, or if you just want to report just some random stuff, come over here to weathercircle.app and sign up and show us what you guys are dealing with out there. You do have to get Weather Circle Pro to post photos and videos, as it is expensive to store that data. But it's only $1. And if you got a little bit more than $1, you could pay a little bit more than $1. $1 a month. Could be more, could be less, just depending on what you're comfortable paying. You get to choose. Got somebody posting over here in a Willie Bemunger says, I'm going to sleep outside tonight. Yeah, don't do that. Unless you are a Arctic wolf or a polar bear. Benjamin says, hello from Wichita, Texas. What do I think about the ice in this area? Let me check back over to here and then we will come back. Wichita, Texas could get potentially a lot of sleet or a lot of freezing rain. The Euro is saying potentially in between 0.6 and almost an inch of snow for Wichita, Texas. So it could get pretty bad. If it's all freezing rain, if you see a lot of sleet pellets for most of the time, that means you're probably gonna have a lower chance for power outages. People have died doing that. Yeah, that's why it's not a good idea. Don't do stupid things, guys. I mean, that's my best advice. I think a lot of you know what those things are. But if you're wondering, feel free to ask. Hey, thank you, Mississippi Truck, for the $1. Thank you so much. Where is Blondie? I have no idea. I haven't seen her in chat, like, at all. Not once have I seen her in chat. So maybe she's sleeping. I don't know. It's possible that she has just, maybe she's modding for somebody else. I don't know. Some random person named Blondie in chat said, can I've been here every live. Yeah, you tell him. You tell him. Blondie, I was literally highlighting your message while saying that in the chat on the left. I remember Ice Storm in the Ozarks 2007. Wow. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee, probably not going to get much snow, it appears. But if I come over here to the NAM model, actually, can I open up another instance? View, window. Can I open up, yeah, new window. All right, we're going to do 2 weather wises at the same time. There we go. That's how we do it. We'll do that. For the timing questions, we will do the Euro APHIS for the total snowfall questions. Bam. Okay, cool. Sorry, we got a little bit distracted there. We are back. How much have you missed? Not too much, just all of it. How is snow for Bridgeport, Kentucky or Connecticut looking? Looks like Bridgeport, Connecticut could potentially get close to a foot of snow, maybe even higher by the time this is all said and done. The Euro is pretty bullish up here in the Northeast. It's pretty impressive. I mean, it's gone from, you know, saying a couple of inches to almost 20 inches of snow. So the Euro AI is very bullish. Some other models have a little bit lower, potentially like, you know, 7, 8, maybe getting up into 10 inches of snow. But I mean, I can't lie. The Euro AI model has been killing it this winter. It's been killing it. It's still a little bit far out, so details can definitely still change, you know, especially if that ice line and that sleet line keeps working its way further north, and north could definitely see some changes, especially there. You can see we actually have a pretty sharp cutoff right there, and that's probably that sleet line approaching. So you guys are in Bridgeport, probably only one little tiny micro shift to the north before really seeing your snow amounts drop. So I would just hope that that snow line holds, or if you don't want that snow, hope that it goes to your north. GFS is showing huge snow for Kentucky. GFS is the worst snow weather model we have had this year. I do not care what the GFS says. I'm not looking at it. It's a terrible model for snow this year. I don't know what's been going on with our American model, but it's not giving me any faith in America's ability to make models. Let's see here. Sevierville, Tennessee. Yes, I was meaning to do that. Sevierville, Tennessee. Looking like not a whole lot of snow out there. You're on the eastern side, so let's go over to here. Yeah, maybe some icing though. Maybe some icing. potentially like a quarter of an inch possible, which might cause some power outages. And it looks like your timing is going to start off most likely as just rain. Yeah, rain and ice, and then turning into more rain as we go into the 25th by 6 p.m. And then you might get some backside snow. So by the time this is all said and done, you might have maybe an inch of snow or so. Maybe a little bit more if you get a little bit of orographic lift. Is Sevierville in higher elevation? Yeah, defund the GFS. How's Huntsville? Huntsville's looking pretty good right now. I mean, it's going to start off as rain as we go into about 9 a.m. on the 24th. So on Saturday. And then as we move into Sunday morning, it's still raining, and maybe get some snow. Looks like a lot of northern Huntsville or Alabama could miss out on some sleet. If anybody's going to get sleet and freezing rain, it's going to be northwestern Alabama or very far north Alabama. Hey, thank you, Dustin, Naomi, Justin, Shanalis, and I Lost Stick for subscribing. Thank you. Thank you. AT&T just up your price by $45. Why'd they do that? That is ridiculous. Let's come over here and check back in with Weather Circle, see if we have any new updates. Still nobody posting on Weather Circle. If you guys come over here and join us on weathercircle.app. Again, we would really like to see what you guys are seeing out there. You know, is there panic happening? Is your grocery stores empty? Is the gas gone from the gas pumps? We want to know all the pre-storm things that are happening out here. So come over to Weather Circle and let us know. I missed your milestone. Well, let me check that out. Oh, looks like Sandy said a state of emergency was issued in Tennessee today. I mean, I'm missing a lot of super chats for some reason. Sorry, we missed a couple super chats. The chat has been going pretty fast. Okay, Olathe, Kansas. Let me check over there near Olathe, Kansas. We'll come over to here. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Get scammed. Not doing it. Just kidding. Yeah, looks like you could be in some of the snow. Starting at around 10 p.m. you're gonna start to get maybe some rain, and that should transition into snow by 3 a.m. On Saturday, and then it's gonna just keep snowing and keep snowing all the way through Saturday into Sunday, and should end by Sunday night. So you guys are gonna be getting a decent amount of snow there. Let's go check on your snow totals out over there. Let's see. Man, the Euro AI does not have that much snow, but it does seem like you guys there is a chance that you could overperform there near Olathe. So anywhere from 4 to 5 inches is possible, but you could probably get up to like 6 or 7 inches. Moving on. Thank you, Beyond WX, for the $5 donation. Says, FYI, Curiosity rover reports that it is 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that on Mars? Is it going to be colder in the United States than it is on this random spot on Mars? That is crazy. Raymond, Illinois. Okay, this is the last super chat, and then we'll go back to answering everybody's questions. Raymond, Illinois. Spelled it wrong, of course. Raymond, Illinois. There we go. It looks like Raymond is forecasted to get anywhere from 7 to 10 inches of snow. So make sure you guys are ready for that, and we'll check your timing out as well. What was that? Raymond, Illinois. Where was that again? Shoot, I lost it. Darn it. All right, we'll have to research it. My bad. Raymond, Illinois. There we go. Sorry about that. It took a little bit longer than I wanted. So yeah, looks like you guys are right there south of Springfield. Looks like your snow is going to be getting started By the time we get into around 6 a.m. on the 24th, and then as we move into Sunday, it's just going to keep snowing, and it'll probably end by 6 a.m. on Monday, it appears. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for those super chats. Stores in Clarksville, Tennessee are empty. No kidding. Jeez Louise. Well, that's not good. Let me guess, it's all the milk and bread gone. Idiots. Leaving all the good food for the rest of us. That was exactly what I planned. That's why they do it. They get all of y'all to buy the milk and bread so they can get all the good stuff after you're done. All the good stuff still left. DMs. Let me check the DMs. All right, let's see here. This shows NWX expected snowfall or ice totals. You can check the high end, low end, and expected amounts. It's pretty cool. Nice. Like that. Thank you for sending that to me. Fortunately, you can't search cities, so it's not super helpful, but it is interesting. Stores in McKinney, Texas were definitely being picked through. What's left? Like, everybody's been talking about what's gone, but what's left? Can we scrounge together some sort of genius leftover concoction for everybody? All the milk and bread's gone, so we could scratch that off the list, but maybe we can put something else in the recipe that'll work. Euro model is running? No way. A new Euro model run? Hey, thank you, Hunter, for the $5. Thank you so much. Can I talk about Nashville? Just south off of Nash, specifically Franklin. Yeah, y'all's biggest issue is going to be freezing rain. You can get a quarter to a half an inch of ice. Definitely could see some power outages there. Let me come back over to here, and yeah, there's Franklin. Let's look at the timing for you guys. Yeah, it looks like your precipitation is probably going to start either as snow or sleet by around 9 a.m. Again, that is going to be on Saturday. 9 a.m. on Saturday, it's going to start sleeting, and it could turn into freezing rain and then snow. So you guys are going to get pretty much every single type of precipitation in the matter of about a day or two. So again, remember, the sleet could be freezing rain, and if that is, that's where those high totals are going to come from. If it's all sleet, your ice totals are not going to be too bad there. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be nearly impossible to tell which is which until we get to the day of. So if you live over there near Franklin, I would definitely, have a plan in place to deal with power outages if this is all freezing rain, which is what some of our models are indicating. Yeah, that should get started by, around 9 a.m. On Saturday, and then that's going to continue all the way into Sunday morning, where a little bit of a higher chance for that freezing rain. If it's not freezing rain already, that freezing rain could continue, maybe even some stronger storms there as we go into 12 p.m. on Sunday. And then as we move into Monday morning, could see a transition into some snowflakes. Now, it's not going to be a whole lot of accumulation, but it's a little bit better than none. Just not sure if you're going to be really in the mood for snow if your power is out. So make sure that you guys are prepared. Lauren in chat says she's got whiskey. That's a good plan. That's a good plan. I should grab some tomorrow before the storm hits. I like scotch. I can't afford the expensive stuff though, so we might have to go with monkey shoulders. What's it looking like for Spartanburg? Severe weather in the southeast, man. It's a little bit of a signal. It's just not a strong signal. It's a little bit, just not a whole lot of instability. There could be a little tiny thing down here of instability. The wind shear is technically there. You could definitely make an argument that there could be maybe a small tornado chance. Let me check to see if we have an outlook yet for that day. Been so focused on the snow. Yeah, we don't have a severe weather outlook, but we could get one tomorrow that might highlight over here to like southern Alabama into Georgia. That could be a possibility. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a, oh, look at this, probability of 4 inches of snow. This is helpful. High. Okay. Moderate. Slight. That's pretty cool. 2 bottles of vodka in the freezer. You think that's gonna be enough? I'm just kidding. hopefully it's not that bad. Hey, thank you, Oz, for the $2. What's it looking like for Berkeley County, West Virginia? Well, as you can see, you have a pretty high probability. Or Beckley, or no, Berkeley. Where's Berkeley County? Let me see where Berkeley County. Berkeley County. Nope. Berkeley County, West Virginia. Over there where Mothman is. Yeah, you guys have a pretty high probability of 4 inches of snowfall. Let's check 8. Not so high for 8 inches. But latest Euro model out in that area is saying a pretty decent chance of some pretty hefty snow. The Euro AI is definitely bullish on your area. So you got a pretty large range. It really just depends on how early some of that sleet gets there. If you get sleet pretty early and it really doesn't, and it struggles to transition into snow, you're gonna get that dry snow, light accumulating snow on the backside. You might not see that much. You know, you should be happy to get 4 inches, but you have some pretty high end scenarios over there. So I would definitely keep your eye on that. You know, the Euro AI is a little bit more bullish than our other models, but man, it's just done so good this year. It's hard to ignore, you know, this 15 to 17 inches of snow for your area. And thank you, DJ. Oh, wait. I think I went too far out in the future there. That's my bad. And thank you, DJ, for the $20. This is looking like another January 1994 ice storm event for Nashville. We lost power for 2 weeks. Yikes. That's crazy. 2 weeks? Yeah. Could be like that for some folks out there. Could be like that. All right, let me get this model back up here. What about Chattanooga, Tennessee? Yeah, well, let me check that out in just a moment. Let me get my weather model back up. My precipitation type. Is it gonna load? Oh, it did load. Okay. There we go. Perfect, perfect. Now let's move this out into the future. You said Chattanooga, Tennessee. I know where that is. We're almost neighbors. Yeah, looks like your precipitation is going to get started here at around 3 p.m. on Saturday. Now, it could either start off as freezing rain or rain. You guys are right on that line. And then eventually it transitions into more freezing rain before completely transitioning into rain by 12 p.m. on the 25th. That moves out, and you could get some light back end snow with a little bit of accumulation there. In terms of freezing rain potential, if we come over here to our latest from the Euro model for Chattanooga, it really just depends on how much of it is freezing rain and how much of it is not. You know, if it's more rain, this is going to be lower amounts. I would say anywhere from like 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Who's a chaser in Toledo? That is, I think, Brandon Kopic. Yeah, it's Brandon Kopic. New York, please, in Pennsylvania. Sure. Yeah, we'll focus in on here for New York and Pennsylvania. Looks like snow gets started over there near Pittsburgh by the time we get into around 9 p.m. on the 24th. So that is Saturday. And that continues into southern New York by the time we get into the 25th at 3 a.m. Pennsylvania is still in some pretty nice snow. And then it gets even heavier as we move into 6 p.m. on the 25th. That's Sunday. And you can see Indiana, Clarion, Scranton, Binghamton, Penn, Yan, Albany, all getting some decent snow. And that continues potentially even farther than this model can go into Monday and potentially even into Tuesday. Could get some lighter snow on the backside of this storm. And if we're talking about snow over there, we are talking about anywhere from, yeah, it looks like, you know, pretty much widespread across Pennsylvania, 8 to 9 inches. And then further up to the north, you guys could get, you know, potentially up to 11 inches to over a foot of snow, especially over there near Syracuse. A little bit less the further east you go and the further southeast that you go. Thank you for what you do. Love the music and humor. You live in Nashville, but I'm wondering if my parents in Detroit will get any bad weather. Probably not. Probably not. They might get a little bit of snow, but it might get a little bit windy, but I'm not seeing anything too bad up there. So I wouldn't be worried. Wouldn't be worried a little, any bit. Is Evan in Ohio? No. Here, I'll change you to my real live cam. Let me remove the background here so you guys can see what's really going on where I'm live at. And as you can see, I am somewhere snowy and it's still daytime. So try to guess which country I'm in. Elizabethtown, Kentucky? No, I'm not in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. It's nighttime there. I'm just kidding. I know you were asking for a forecast. I'm just being a little dingus. Jamaica? No, it doesn't snow in Jamaica, guys. Alabama? Nope. Doesn't ever snow here, even when the forecast tries to call for it. They're showing people walking in neck deep snow in New York. How do you walk in neck deep snow? Is that even possible? All right, enough goofing around. I'm coming back. Greenland? You mean America? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We love our Greenlanders. Let's see here. You are in Russia. I think it is daytime in Russia, in some parts of Russia. Thoughts on Greenville, Mississippi? Let's see. Greenville, Mississippi. Let me see where Greenville is. I think you guys are gonna have more of an ice problem. Greenville, Mississippi. Yeah, you guys are gonna be more of an ice problem, and the Euro doesn't really like you guys out there. I mean, you can get anywhere from a half an inch to an inch of icing. Just cross your fingers and really hope that that's all sleet, because if it's not, you're going to be dealing with a pretty significant power outage in your area. So I would definitely be super aware and prepared for that potential. All right, so apparently we have a new Euro model loading. Let's see if we can get the latest frames to come in. Pivotal weather is getting a little glitchy on me. Let's see if it'll actually load. Yeah, the latest Euro model is not really showing much hope for really anybody or relief on that icing. It is still saying the same thing. Has it even changed at all since the last forecast? A little bit. Yeah, definitely the northern part is getting less severe, and it's really locking in on southern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, northern Texas over there, and then also back over here into North Carolina, going into South Carolina and Georgia as well. So this is a brand new model run. Let's come over here and check out our precipitation type or our future radar and see what the latest models are saying here. Starts off as snow, that sleet and freezing rain, a line there. Still mainly freezing line. There's our first bit of energy that moves off to the north and east. And then, yeah, I mean, the Euro is still really bullish on all of this stuff being freezing rain. I'm not sure how realistic that is, given we have a lot of models that are also showing sleet. It could be a mixture. So, you know, in some areas you could probably half it, but again, it's hard to tell which one of those it's going to be, but especially over there. And the folk that asked about Greenville, Mississippi, I mean, you guys are going to be in some pretty heavy ice for a pretty long time. Also over there into Kentucky, central Kentucky, going close to northern Kentucky by the time we get into 6 a.m. on Sunday, and then also back over here into southern Virginia at around that same time. That icing could be getting started, or again, could be all sleet. But yeah, potentially that icing and sleet could make it as far north as southern New Jersey before this storm kind of skedaddles out of here. And you can see that the Euro is not showing the same back end snow that the NAM model is showing. So some differences there as well. Yeah, that's the latest there. Let's go look at our latest snowfall totals from this new model run. See if we have any new changes here. Man, really bullish over there near central Oklahoma, potentially over a foot of snow for central Oklahoma, even a foot of snow going into parts of Arkansas, northern Arkansas, still around that 7 to 8, 10-inch range. Same over here for central to southern Missouri, over there near St. Louis. We're talking about around 8 inches. Southern Illinois, 7 to 8. Southern Indiana looks like 6 to 10 inches. It looks like right here in this little strip, 10 to 9 inches of snow from southern Indiana to the border of Kentucky near Louisville, and also into Cincinnati, moving off to the east. And then as we get into Pennsylvania, a nice little strip there of 10 to 11 inches of snow being possible there in the Northeast. Let's continue to push this forward all the way to the end of the model run. Yeah, I mean, a widespread area of 9 to 10 inches, which isn't really that big of a deal up here, but especially near the coast, you got some people that are still really hungry for some snow. So let's go to compare this to the last model run to see how it's changed. We can. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a downtrend for a lot of folks. An uptrend down there near Oklahoma, and a downtrend a little bit over here near Kentucky and southern Ohio, and also a little bit of a downtrend over here into the Northeast. A little bit of a downtrend on the latest Euro. I check over here in Weather Circle. Looks like we got a lot of posts to go over. Let's see here. Stocked up on beer. And my man. Warm evening here, but the calm before the storm. Feel that, feel that. Grocery stores empty, have already closed schools, university, and colleges in Maryland. Thank you for letting me know that. That's what Lilith says. Gabriel says, hello from Texas. Love you, Evan. Aw. Well, you know what? Big hearts to you as well. Love you back. Willie Bumminger says, how do I change my profile picture? Well, you go to profile and then change photo. Change photo. That's how you do it. Alrighty. Oops. Let's come back over here to the Hangout. Lee Harvey says, I feel like 9 degrees on Oh, shoot. You guys can't see it. Lee Harvey says it will feel like 9 degrees on Monday. Perfect tank top weather. Do you have any nerves in your skin, sir? Oh, we got a comment. Who said it? Definitely. We're getting agreement on this. Well, he says, what's my favorite pizza? Don't have one. I don't like, well, I mean, all pizza's really good. It's hard to narrow it down, but if I absolutely had to have a pizza, it would probably be like the bacon pepperoni with tomato and butter on top. But my stomach can't handle that, so I just don't eat it anymore. Misty and Tippy says, if my power goes out, then I will cry. And then about 10 seconds later, freeze into an ice cube. I'm sorry. That's a sad post. Please don't do that. Oh, look at these puppers. Puppers staying warm. Aw, they're cutie pies. Thank you for posting that. Yeah, if you guys want to share what's happening in your area here, folks, come over here to weathercircle.app and sign up and share us what you guys are experiencing out there. This is going to be a huge help tomorrow, because as you post, we can just do this, boom, Looks like we have a post over there somewhere near Clarksville. If you zoom in too far, it disappears. So your exact location will not be known. We have a person over here near Wichita. That was Willie. Will it get school tomorrow? Will it get school tomorrow? Maybe it will. Brando says, been seeing a lot of models showing some rain in Southeast Kentucky. Will that help alleviate any of the ice buildup? Still expected to get a lot. Question mark? Yeah, let's go over to here. You were in Southeast Kentucky, back over in this area. And let's see what we're talking about. Oh,
a winter storm warning has been issued for these areas.
You heard it. Heard it from that guy. He said it, not me. Actually, I said it. But yeah, winter storm warning has been issued for eastern Preston, Pennsylvania, eastern Tucker, Pennsylvania, Clarion, Jefferson County, Armstrong, Westmoreland, Pennsylvania. Everyone rushed to grocery stores, but I knew better. There you go. Five Below and Walgreens. Listen, everybody rushed to grocery stores to buy frickin' milk and bread. Why are they buying milk and bread? All right, yeah, in Southeast Kentucky, it looks like around your area, 3 p.m. on Saturday is going to be maybe when you get some snow. It should transition into some sleet pretty quickly. If this is all freezing rain, you're going to be in the freezing rain for a while. But yeah, it does seem like that rain eventually comes in, which should lower the amounts a little bit. But again, you know, the euro is still really, really bullish on our ice accumulations out here. So, you know, the thing is, will it be a quarter of an inch like this says? Maybe. Maybe. It could very well maybe be. But could it also be a lot of sleet? Yes. So, you know, I would expect for some power outages, even if you get the worst case scenario, like the Euro is saying, a quarter of an inch isn't completely terrible, but you could still get some power outages. So I would have some preparations in place. It just probably won't last as long. Cereal and toast. Now you're making a good argument, but then you still got to get milk, and there's no milk anymore in the United States. So you got to figure out some way around that. If you know, one thing I did, I went to Dollar General on the way home, and let me tell you guys, it is an amazing time to be lactose intolerant. There was zero milk, but all of the lactose-free milk was there. And that's the milk I drink regularly anyways, because my stomach is a little baby. So I bought like 10 cartons. No, I'm just kidding. No, I only bought one, because I only want it for my coffee. I don't drink. Oh, and for now I'm drinking protein shakes. Guys, I've got an announcement. I am about to become shredded. I'm going back to the gym. We're going to get shredded. Milk smells weird. You know, sure. Why are you smelling milk? Are you a milk sniffer? Just opens the top of a milk carton and goes, that smells so weird. Why does that smell so weird? I'm gonna smell it again just to make sure. It's like a fart. All right. How's the ice in Springfield, Missouri? Some saying 2 inches would take our power. No, 2 inches would be like an apocalypse if it was ice. I mean, you would have zero power. For southern Missouri, it's a mixed bag. It could either just be straight up snow, or it could be maybe a little bit more than snow. You know, you guys are going to be in the snow a lot going into Saturday. Maybe as we go into Sunday, could start to see some freezing rain or sleet. Again, it could be sleet, could be freezing rain. We really don't know exactly what it's gonna be. So we are watching with a close eye. I do think it's important to keep an eye on it. I do think the sleet is gonna be a big issue. And I also do think that the freezing rain is gonna be even a bigger issue. So, you know, starting off at snow, transitioning more into some sleet and freezing rain. What does your mic smell like? You don't wanna know. Probably not good. I can't even smell it. But I would imagine if somebody that wasn't me sniffed it, like they sniff milk, it probably wouldn't smell good. Shreveport, Louisiana. Yeah, Shreveport is gonna be interesting. Gonna start off as rain as we go into 12 a.m. on Saturday, and then it should transition more into sleet and freezing rain. Northern Louisiana is one of those spots that we are pretty worried about if the Euro is correct. I mean, we're talking the potential of up to an inch of icing out there. That's going to cause major power outages. So hopefully that's all sleet, but if it's not, you need to be prepared because the power is going to be out for a decent amount of time. So you definitely want to be taking it seriously. Hey, thank you, Friday Ducky, for the $5. Thank you so much. Could you do Northern Virginia to Richmond also? There, can I go see the latest model runs and the new totals because these winter apps just lie? Yeah, screw these winter apps, man. This is the most latest model run from the Euro. This just came fresh off of the press. We will go look at the total snowfall here real quick for you. Forecast. Is this? No, that's Kuchera. We're not looking at Kuchera. We need total snowfall. There we go. Yeah, yeah, it's looking like a good, so near Richmond and north of Richmond, looking like around 3 to 5 inches. If you live a little bit further north than that, you could potentially get into 8 to 7 inches of snow. Maybe even 5 inches of snow. And the further north you go, probably the more snow you're gonna get, but just keep in mind, it's probably gonna snow first and then transition more into sleet or freezing rain after that. So you're gonna have a big old crusty scab on top of your snow probably by the time it's all said and done. What is going on here? I was watching this camera for some lake effect snow, and it looks like that has hit this camera. I cannot see a thing. Can you imagine driving in that? Hey, thank you, Omas Dad Weber. Hi, I'm traveling from Houston to Denver tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, Houston to Denver. Let me check. Tomorrow morning, Houston to Denver. That doesn't sound like a good idea, but let me just check. Yeah, Denver, Colorado is up there. Tomorrow morning, good. You're probably gonna make it up to northern Texas. It's a big freaking state by the time you get, yeah, that's a dumb idea. I have no idea why my OBS just disconnected. That was odd and I apologize. All right. Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah, let's go see what's happening over here. Yeah, it looks like you guys are going to be in the rain most of the time. Could get pretty close to that freezing rain line if that just scoots over a little bit further more to the east. By around 3 a.m. on Sunday, you guys could be getting freezing rain, but it looks like it's going to stay rain for most of the time. Might get into the freezing rain by 12 p.m. on Sunday. All right, let's come over here to Weather Circle, see if we have any new posts. Looks like we do. Oh, we have a lot of new posts. Let's go. We got a post from Pooh Cannon. All right, let's see here. Brando says, seeing a lot of models. Okay, we already checked that out. Willie says their favorite pizza is pineapple. Okay, sir, you're getting banned. Just kidding. Utah Nato says, sorry I couldn't join the stream tonight, but it's nothing but cold here. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you for at least showing up on app. No Help says, ice storm warnings forthcoming for parts. Why'd you say forthcoming? We in the 1850s? I like it, actually. Keep talking like that. For parts of Georgia. So watch out for ice storm warnings for parts of Georgia. Where'd it go? Crap. Brando says, thank you so much. John is saying they're preparing for the storm. Sandy is reporting fully stocked aisles in her grocery store, aka her pantry. You see, folks, I'm about to cry of happiness looking at this. I mean, just look at one, the organization is crazy, but two, zero milk and bread. Let's rate her. Yeah, guys, if you're really struggling, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, no milk and bread, tons of beans. Well, let's zoom in here a little bit. Can we zoom in at all? We cannot. Okay. That is looking like you're going to be good to go. I'm not worried about Sandy at all. Misty and Tippy says it's dark out. Yeah, I would say it is. Living in Tennessee Valley says North and Northwest Alabama shelves are going empty. Breads, chips, TP, bread again. Chips, I get chips. You can survive off chips. TP, paper towel, TP. What is wrong with people? Winter storms don't make you poop more. You don't need more toilet paper for winter storms. You don't need any more toilet paper than what you needed before the winter storm, folks. Oh gosh, here comes some ice. I think I'm gonna poop a lot more. Let me get all the toilet paper. I understand water, at least. Paper towels, same thing. You're not gonna make a bigger mess because it's snowing. When you're gonna go outside and remove some of the snow with some paper towels. Propane takes, that's a good idea. Stood in line for 45 minutes in the cold. My Jesus. Not good. Not good. I feel bad for you. Hopefully you had 3 coats on. Night Wolf says, Dora, Alabama, update, please. Dora, Alabama. So you're over there just west of Birmingham. Let me switch to my southern voice from my Alabama folk. And so it looks like you're probably going to start off as a little bit of rain. And it's going to continue to be a little bit of rain until you get into the nighttime hour. Then as we transition into the nighttime at around 12 a.m. on the 26th, you could potentially see a little bit of snowflakes falling from the sky. You need water? I do need water. And I also didn't show the screen, but the most exciting thing for you is at this exact moment over there west of Birmingham at 12 a.m. Maybe some snowflakes. Looks like you're going to be in rain for most of the time. How are we looking in East Tennessee? Icy. Icy starting off and then getting rainy as we move. So icy starting off at around 12 to 3 p.m. On the 24th, which is Saturday, and then that should continue for a while until we get into about 6 a.m. on the 25th. Then it transitions into more rain, and you might get some backside snow if the NAM is correct. If the NAM is wrong and the Euro is right, you're probably not going to see any backside snow because the Euro is a lot drier than the NAM, especially on the backside.
A winter storm warning has been issued for these areas.
New winter storm warning for Northwest Randolph, West Virginia, Nicholas, Wester, West Virginia, Pocahontas, West Virginia. New winter storm warning for you guys. And I think that is this winter storm warning. Back up over here. Millington, Tennessee. Let's check out Millington, Tennessee. Where is the old Millington? Millington, Tennessee. Yeah, Millington, Tennessee is back over here just north of Memphis. Looks like your either freezing rain or sleet is going to get started at 5 a.m. and that is going to continue pretty much all the way until about, oh my gosh, until about the 25th. So starting at 5 p.m. on the 24th and might not end until the 25th at around 12 p.m. So if this is all sleet, you're gonna have a heck of a lot of sleet on the ground. If it's all freezing rain, it's gonna be an absolute disaster. And the Euro probably shows that pretty well. It's saying it should be this is looking more like a sleet freezing rain mix. It's gonna be slippery out there, and you're probably gonna have some power outages if you get half an inch or even the 3/4 of it, or half an inch or 1/3 of an inch of icing. You're still gonna see some issues. It's gonna be bad, so I would definitely prepare for power outages. What is going on over on Weather Circle? Looks like Not Health says winter storm watches in southeast Texas and Louisiana soon will be upgraded. It's being debated whether this would be an ice storm warning or a winter storm warnings. Okay, thank you so much. Help. El Dorado, Kansas update. Poop says don't talk about poop on stream. I will try not to. Please stop posting. It'll make it easier if you stop posting, Mr. Poop. John says definitely we'll be posting weather videos here. Please do. And guys, if you don't know, on weathercircle.app, you can also go live from your phone super easily. Super easily. All you gotta do is click the live button, click from your phone, click the red button, and you're live. And we can watch it in app. So you guys can go live and we'll watch it. Please don't do anything crazy or we're gonna have to ban you for life. Just look at the snow and weather. Brando says was in line for the grocery store for the last big winter storm. Few packs of powdered milk. Comes with the 4 gallons behind me. I guess that makes sense. And you can also eat the powdered milk. They were rethinking their decisions and turned their cart around. Feel that. Hopefully they remembered that this time. Yeah. I mean, powdered milk is a good play if you're trying to, if you're just thinking about survival means. I mean, but freaking canned chili is so cheap and you can eat that thing out of the can. I don't know why people don't just get canned chili. I thank you, Hope, for becoming an EF1 member. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. People need to know how to survive not having heat. We'll just look it up. Wrap yourself in a towel. Make sure there's no gaps in your windows. Build a fire outside. There's a lot of ways to survive it. Get a generator if you can afford it. Wrap yourself in a bunch of blankets. The getting warm has been a thing that even cavemen were thinking about. So I'm sure a lot of people know how to stay warm. Just don't go outside. Don't go into your car in your garage. The things that are sneaky that you might want to try that you shouldn't, definitely don't get in your car in your garage. You will die from carbon monoxide poisoning. Do not bring your generator inside. But everything else, I would Google a lot of these things. I'm not going to be here on stream to teach you guys how to make a fire. But I would definitely learn how to make a fire just in case you need it. It could be helpful. Snuggling, yes, snuggling is also a great way to stay warm if you didn't know that already. I'm just kidding. You ask Rock, you can ask AI. Go ahead and ask AI. AI is actually pretty good for stuff like that. Chat, dress in layers. There you go. Look, we can all work together and stay warm. Maybe we should just all hang out and never mind. I take that back. How is Louisville, Kentucky looking? Louisville, Kentucky is in a winter storm warning right now. Our current forecasts for Louisville, Kentucky, is pretty good for your guys' area if you're looking for a lot of snow. Potentially 11 to 12 inches is possible over there into Louisville. It also appears that we got a new winter storm warning in Ohio, and near Lorain and Cuyahoga, Ohio. It looks like 2 counties there got included there. So you guys are now in a winter storm warning, sub-zero wind chills. Heavy snow expected between 7 and 10 inches. Proportions in north central, northeast Ohio, 7 p.m. Yikes. That's good. That's a good amount of snow. Some of y'all are chatting some crazy stuff. How's it looking for Effingham, Illinois? Let me see. Effingham, Illinois. Effingham. Don't get milk and bread in this city. Get some Effingham. I mean, come on. Get something you can actually eat and like. Get some Effingham. But yeah, it looks like you're looking at around 7 to 8 inches. 7 to 8 inches. Maybe you can get some bread with that Effingham. Get some effing bread with that Effingham. And maybe some milk. But get you some Effingham. What's wrong with bread? It's bread. What do you mean what's wrong with bread? You can get ham without nitrates, I think. So yeah, that's that. Let's go look at your timing as well. Yeah, it looks like Effingham is going to be pretty stoutly in the snow starting at around 9 a.m. on Saturday, and it's going to continue. It's not going to be super heavy snow, but it could get heavier at time, and it's probably going to continue all the way until Monday till 6 a.m. No wonder you're going to be getting getting up close to a foot of snow up there. Everything is bad for you. Yes, exactly. Everything that's good is bad for you, so don't enjoy anything and just be sad. Give me all the carbs. You don't eat bread? Okay, now if you make your own bread, you're on to something. When I think of bread, I think of like the white bread, the wheat white bread, like that has no flavor. It's not good. Yeah, liquor is good to keep warm. Yes, it is. They and if you don't believe me, just ask any Russian. They literally drink to stay warm all the time, and it appears to work. In moderation, exactly, in moderation. Drink responsibly. I know, if I was in Tennessee and the power was out, I would probably be drinking. Just to pass the time. Can you please check Sanford, North Carolina? Sure. Sanford, North Carolina. Yeah. You think you guys are gonna be getting a lot of freezing precip? Yeah. Potentially starting at around 6 p.m. and continuing all the way until 6 p.m. on the 24th, so Saturday, and continuing all the way into the 26th. Could have some frozen precip. Is that just stuck up there? Okay, well, I need to fix that in the warning program. It's kind of just stuck there. And I don't know why. That is annoying. I will get that fixed real quick. All right, let's come over here to Weather Circle while we're waiting for that to become unstuck. I just thought of the stupidest joke to say, but I think it might be too inappropriate. It is late night though. It is late night. Looks like the euro might be trending back south. Not really that, not really. Not really. All right, let's see. Brando says, yeah, we got a lot of canned food as well. Milk was one of the things that your son would drink at the time, so I had to be prepared. Hey, you know, if you like milk, you like milk. If you like milk and bread, you like milk and bread. Now, I'm not hating on people that like milk and bread. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. Is my new PC working now? It appears to be working. Connor says, what is the look in the latest Euro north of Nashville, Tennessee? Still a lot of ice, unfortunately. The forecast hasn't changed really that much. Why is my new pick not working? Sir, it's working. Does anybody know how to fix my phone camera? I don't know. This is a weather app. All right, not help actually says something helpful here. We expect extremely cold wind chills as low as -40 degrees in Chicagoland. Things will get very dangerous, and frostbite is very likely if skin is exposed for a few minutes. In Lake Michigan, we could see steam start to rise from the warmer waters, and steam devils cannot be ruled out, so little steam nados might happen. You can cook indoors with simple tea lights. Interesting. Maybe that is maybe that's something. Maybe that's a good little piece of advice there. Astral Blue says, really focused on Central Arkansas area. GFS and Euro can't decide the boundary. Yeah, and they probably won't be able to decide it throughout. The thing is to just be prepared for anything. That's the best thing. Yeah, guys, come over here to weathercircle.app if you want to be part of this exclusive lunch table of cool people posting about weather. Up to you, though. I'm not asking. I'm just suggesting. I'm just suggestioning. Yeah, toast is good. You're relaxing to the music so you hear it. It's there. It's just low because some people don't like the music. So this is the amount of volume that I have settled on, where you can just hear it enough to like it. Warning. It's still broken, but we'll at least, I mean, you can still kind of see the screen. I do want to check out what the heck is happening over here. The heck is going on? Let's go see if we can see any other things. Do we have any snow we can look at yet from our winter storm that's coming? Nah, we are getting some snow actually start over here into Nebraska. I don't have any cameras out there. I do have cameras in Kansas though, and Colorado, but there is no snow over here yet. Yeah, this little lake effects band over here near Buffalo is pretty intense. I've been trying to find a good lit view of this. Oh my gosh, look at this camera. It might be snowing here, folks. There might be a little bit of snow. What's up, Dab? Or Dabe? Awesome. Yeah, I like to keep it calm. You know, obviously, I've made a decision to make this channel a little bit more comedy oriented, mainly because the goal of this channel is to keep people in a better mood, even in terrible weather. Like feeling like having somebody scream at you that you're gonna die, even if you are about to die, is not very helpful. It's always better to be in like a happier mood, or at least as less panicky as possible. I mean, obviously, we're not going to tell you not to prepare for a storm. We're going to give you advice on how to do that. But we're going to keep it lighthearted on this channel. Have a little bit of fun while also getting the word across on the risks. Because, you know, the world is turned into such a weird and depressing place. I think we need some more happiness in the world. better to die laughing than crying any day. Exactly. That's a pretty dark statement, but it's true. It is a very, very true. You should run for president. I will. Uh, 2040, baby. 2040, first weatherman president. We'll do it. Even if it's for the memes, we will do it. Detroit, Michigan. That's what. Oh, I only have to be 35. I thought you had to be like 80 to run for president. That's what it seems like, at least. But yeah, 35. That's only in 3 years for me. So maybe what's the next one? 2028. We're running for president, folks. Make America have radars again. That'll be my campaign slogan. All right, let's come back over to here. Let's see. Oh, make the GFS good again. Yeah, that's a good slogan. I think that the whole weather community could get behind. All right, we got some more posts over here on weathercircle.app. Let's go check it out. Really focused on Central Arkansas area. Oh yeah, we already talked about that. What site am I using to see different models? I'm using Pivotal Weather and also another app called Weatherwise. Someone said to burn trash in your living room to stay warm. Who said that? That works for homeless people. If it gets bad, it's still a bad idea. Can you get an update on El Dorado, Kansas? Abso-freaking-lutely you can. Abso-freaking-lutely. Let's go do that right now. We'll come over to here and here. And then I think all I have to do is press refresh. Yes. And hopefully this warning will friggin' go away. I just made this warning program not too long ago, so it still has a couple of bugs.
A winter storm warning has been issued for these areas.
You hear that voice? That's my voice, actually. I did that. If you can't tell. All right. So you said Kansas, and what city did you say? El Dorado. I think I know where that is. No, I don't. Let me search it. I feel like I've covered that area before. El Dorado. El Dorado. Why don't you come get some milk and bread? Milk and bread. So yeah, El Dorado, 7 p.m. tomorrow night, actually, on Friday night. Could be getting into the snow, and it's going to keep snowing for you guys for quite a while, even into Saturday. And then you're going to get a little break. It's going to lighten up, and then it's going to get heavy again going into Sunday. It'll snow all the way into Sunday as well. So I'm expecting to see some pretty nice totals over here for El Dorado.
Has been issued for these areas.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So the Euro AI is not as bullish as the NAM, but if the NAM is correct, you could get close to a foot of snow up there. So just keep in mind there are some differences, but I would say as a safe number, 5 to 8 inches. All Evan eats is fries and burgers. Yeah, screw that milk and bread. Get you some fries and burgers. How about that? Catch me outside with them fries and burgers. How about that? What do I think of Topeka while you're checking on Kansas? Topeka. Man, we're getting a lot of posts up here. We're gonna have to catch up on these. Let's see, Topeka, Kansas. Over here in Topeka, let me bring this all the way back. Yeah, it looks like your snow should start, if you do get some, by 2 a.m. and it's going to continue to snow lightly and briefly, on and off, a little bit heavier, a little bit not, all the way until the 25th. That is assuming we don't get any dry air. I think that's why the Euro is a little bit less bullish, because it does have a little bit more dry air than some of our models. So let's go look at your snow totals. Yeah, I mean, it still says 2 to 3 inches. Maybe could get to 4 to 5 if you're lucky. If you're lucky. I thank you, Info Max and SGTG, for subscribing. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. That is super helpful. On our way to 10 billion subscribers, one subscriber at a time. Be sure to check on your neighbors. Absolutely, absolutely. If you've got a neighbor nearby, oh wait, we got some light here. Oh yeah, you can really see that snow. But yeah, if your neighbors are like, if you've got an older neighbor, please be looking out for them. They're not going to be able to do all these preparations by themselves. There is a pretty good chance that if they don't have family members that are available to help them, that they haven't prepared at all for this winter storm, even though they know about it. Sometimes they just don't have that ability. So please check in, especially with your older neighbors, or if you have any neighbors that are disabled and you know they're disabled and you know they don't have family that are going to be there to help them. You know, go help them out. Was that an Amazon truck? Yeah, Amazon don't give a crap. Screw Amazon. They can wait for their doggy chew choice. I'd rather have every Amazon driver not driving during this storm than get my doggy chew choice. I got nothing that important coming from Amazon. Your pack is in that truck? Well, you know what? You should be able to wait for it, sir. What about what about over here? Yeah, we could potentially starting off at around 3 a.m. up here in northeastern Arkansas, could get into some snow, but it should transition pretty quickly into freezing rain. There is a good chance, some models are saying, especially the Euro AI model, that a lot of this stays snow for a pretty long time over here into northeastern Arkansas. So, you know, there is that. If you come over here, the Euro AI has 7 to 8 inches for you. So take that as you will. As you can see, there are some scenarios where that rain and freezing that sleet line is a little bit further up to the north. Hey, Ethan, you've been watching me for a long time. Have you really? How long have you been watching this? Me, Ethan Freiberger. That has a pharmacy, so there's that. I mean, you're making an argument there that I think is valid. Now you're getting more into logic. And it's sad logic, but you got to think about it. I mean, these are the things that you got to think about, the logistics of all of this. That one driver is carrying prescriptions potentially to keep 100+ people alive. That's worth risking it for the biscuit it for. Thank you, Hope. I appreciate that. We are planning to build a snowman and sled. Any plans on putting that snowman on the sled? You should definitely live stream that on Weather Circle. We would love to see that. That's another thing. I would love to see you guys build snowmen tomorrow. So please show back up so we can watch your guys' snowmen. And I don't want you guys to build just your regular freaking snowman. I want to see some freaking creativity. No, just 3 balls. All right. What about 4-ball snowman or a 5-ball snowman? Maybe put a cigar in a snowman's mouth. Maybe put a tree that's exploding next to the snowman. Honestly, if I were to invest in anything, it'd be water. I think we're about to have water shortages. Not particularly in our country, but in other countries, and I think it's going to become the next gold sometime in the near future. Let's see here. Connor says the Euro has a Kentucky uptrending with snow. No, the last Euro run was a little bit of a downtrend for northern Kentucky, but only by about 1 inch. It could just be one of those model runs. You know, it's going to flip flop. I would be expecting, you know, up to a foot in northern Kentucky. I'm not suggesting you need to join the app. Otherwise, Evan's dog is coming after you. This is actually true. My dog will poop and pee on your lawn. if you do not join weathercircle.app. So yeah, get to it. Unless you want to clean that up. Let me tell you, Chazzy, he eats good. It will be a mess. People need to learn how to prep. Yeah, it's hard to learn how to prep, although it's easy to search. But, you know, a lot of times, especially with a storm like this, there's a lot of people talking about it, and it's actually looking like it could have some serious impacts. People panic and their minds get a little jumbled. Griffin says, in Western Maine, can't wait for this storm. Anyone in Pennsylvania, says John. John's over there in Pennsylvania, all lonely. Needs some company over there. Let's see, for in those areas, freezing rain, charge all devices, phones, battery packs, set your fridge and freezer to the coldest safe setting, have flashlights ready, charge them if needed. If you rely on electric heat, have cold or extra blankets and warm clothes handy. If you have a generator, test it, have fuel stored outside, and have extension cords ready. Ice will almost always bring trees and power lines down, power line failures often before snow will. Never panic. Be prepared, be aware, and have patience. Most winter storm impacts waiting things out and letting crews do their work. Yeah, also don't call your electric company once every hour asking if your power's gonna come back on. Trust me, they're working on it. They haven't forgot about you. Can you look at Macon County, Tennessee for snow totals? Macon County, let me see where Macon County is and we'll go look at it. Macon County, Tennessee. That's the wrong area. Hold on. Bacon County, Tennessee. There we go. All right. Okay, so you're up here in northern Tennessee. Now, some models still have snow in your area, but a lot of those models have moved you into more of a rain, freezing rain, and sleet mix. So it could get pretty dangerous out there in terms of road conditions. Our latest models out in that area are also kind of hinting at maybe 1/4 of an inch to close to 1/2 an inch of ice up there. So that is a possibility. I would definitely be watching out for those power outages, as it could get a little spicy out there. And, you know, given the fact that it's Tennessee, it might take a while for the power to get back on. By the way, guys, if you're trying to post photos and videos on Weather Circle, you do have to come over here and click on Circle Pro in order to post photos and videos. It's only $1 to $10. You get to choose your monthly subscription on Weather Circle. So if you don't have a whole lot of money and you just want to pay $1, you can. Or if you want to pay $10, you can. If you're rich and you're, you know, throwing money around like you just don't care, you can do that as well. And you get all the features with that. You get weather. Forecast models. Soon there will be traffic cameras. You get storm reports. You also get this thing called observer mode, which is really cool during storm season. So you can also, you know, change your warning colors, all that kind of stuff. And eventually we are going to have 3D simulation for radar, but that's going to take a while to do. I'm still working on that. So come on over to weathercircle.app. And by the way, if you're wondering if I've sold out, no, I actually created this. So yes, I'm selling out to myself. Gotcha. Can't get mad at me for that. You'll be your campaign manager when I run for president. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. But all right, guys, it is getting late. It is getting late. I'll be up probably sometime at around like 8 or 9. I'll probably go live at around 9:30 for a morning update, another live stream. I can't guarantee I'll have this much energy. Hopefully the coffee will kick in by then. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I do appreciate you guys. And again, join Weather Circle. It is the most important thing about Weather Circle. The reason why I built this app was so we can get more storm reports, right? I want you to go live. I want you to post photos, especially with this winter storm, because it will be super important. We're not going to really know, even sometimes by looking at radar, whether we're actually getting freezing rain or sleets, and your reports could save somebody's life tomorrow. So come over to weathercircle.app. and help us report on these storms tomorrow. If we all work together, I really do think we can make a big difference tomorrow. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Huge shout out to the mods, Help, and Blondie for always being there in the chat, modding the chat, keeping the chat a happy place. And also, yeah, just thank you to everybody else that's here. I always appreciate when you guys come over here to watch my forecasts, even if it gets a little wacky at sometimes. I do appreciate it. And you guys are funny too. You guys are funny too. It's not all me. Sometimes I'm just reading y'all's chats. What do the pink lines mean? The pink lines are winter storm warnings. So if you're in that, be watching out for a winter storm. Not liking these trends? Yeah, me neither. Me neither. I feel you on that. But all right, everybody, share this stream with somebody you know if they're not really in the know. This is the latest update. So if someone's asking you like, hey, what's going on? Share the stream with them. Although it'll be a past recording, it's still the most up-to-date information. So if you got someone asking for that, share this with them. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.